rats, we're rats, we're the rats. We pray at night, we stalk at night, we're the rats.
I'm the giant rat that makes all of the rules.
Let's see what kind of trouble we can get ourselves into.
Alright, we're here with Wick, the Whorled Mind. 4-mana 2/4. Whenever this or another rat enters, you make a snail. If you don't have a snail. Otherwise, put a counter on a snail you control. And then you sacrifice a snail, and it deals damage equal to its power to each opponent. You only have one opponent. And then you draw cards equal to its power. So, playing rats to grow a snail, and then throw the snail at your opponent's face and draw some cards. It's absolutely hilarious to me. You can increase the snail's power outside of playing rats. There's not a lot of extremely exciting things that do that in Grixis. If we had, like, green, we could... Well, because green can do anything it wants. You can play, like, Bristly Bill and stuff and make the snail large that way. But can't do that. You do have Chainsaw. Chainsaw is hilarious. Imagine your snail wielding a chainsaw and then throwing it. So there's some cards out there. Most equipment are not super exciting. The gap fillers are rat colonies. You could probably play Mana Rocks. This does cost 4 mana. You ideally want this in play before you start playing a critical mass of rats for your rats to matter more. But it is what it is. But yeah, there's a chance that, like, all the Mana Rocks, which I did have in here for a second, but I wanted to play more rats, so I took them out for more rats. Mana Rocks might just be forced because it costs 4, but we'll see. Playing all the rats before you play your 4-drop means all of those rats didn't help you make a snail. That is a significant issue with this deck. Maybe one of the largest issues with this deck. Other than that, it's just Grixis funny stuff. Ninjutsu picks up a rat, so you can have it get replayed for this. And some of them are actually rats themselves, which is another trigger for your snail. There's also, what is it? Moon Circuit? Yeah, like, this isn't a rat, but it's just good enough to me. Same with Yuriko, that, like, you might as well play them, because they're like, Yuriko's just automatically the best rat in the game. Without having the rat type. Nicol Bolas is in here because it's fun. It probably could just be a rat, though, honestly. Or, like, Arcane Signet. It probably should be Arcane Signet, but I don't care. I'm playing this. So, let's see what happens. I'm going to play this to start. I could play it next turn. Is my game stuttering? It's stuttering on my side. Okay, it's not stuttering. Maybe it's just like first game hiccups or something. So I think I play this on black. As much as Spell Pierce is ideal, I'm going to play it on black because we have stuff like this and I don't need a ton of blue. Didn't notice anything? Alright, well, it works out. I didn't find a land, and I'm not really interested in playing around anything because first sliver's stupid, so I'm just going to play my cards and lose the game to quite a large range of cards my opponent could have. That is not one of them. That is also not one of them. I hope they get Farewell, but it's not very likely. It really depends what they get. Alright. I might actually be able to kill my opponent here. If that's my opponent's only thing, did we just beat the first sliver? Did I actually beat the first sliver here? Is someone upset? They lost a rat colony? Oh no. Oh, no, you don't have Land Toxic Deluge? Opponent, what happened? Your first sliver deck didn't win? They put a stop! They put a stop on my upkeep! to rope me out longer. Bro, you're playing the first sliver. How can you be this upset? Like, oh my goodness. Go play Fortnite or something safe. Like, if that upsets you, Magic is not meant for you, my guy. Like, oh my goodness. Grow up. This feels like a good hand for this deck, which is really bad news, because, as per usual, this is a format you can't just do nothing for 2 turns. So I shouldn't like this hand, but I do. Okay, well, if your opponent also doesn't do anything, it certainly feels better. Wow. 2 people who didn't do anything for 2 turns, that's insane. That's, like, kind of nuts, actually. Let's do this on black. Run this out. Make our snail. This is 6 mana. Yeah, we're gonna play this. We're gonna play that. I don't have red mana until I get a swamp. Or a mountain. Sure. Perfect land off the top. Of course. Oh, 2 perfect lands off the top. Oh wait, why didn't they play a second one? They already played a land that turn? Wow. Didn't even notice. Alright, let's swing first? No, we play this first and then we swing. They can't block. What'd they name? Human? How did they not play 2 lands that turn? I'm confused. Am I missing something, or did they just, like, not play another land for, like, absolutely no reason? I'm confused here. I guess I just wasn't paying attention. Grave Pact is a serious problem, though. This can't do anything until... attack or block unless you have max speed. Yep. Another red source is probably fine. I have plenty of the other 2 colors. Let's just play our cards, I think. Oh, I actually forgot we already had a snail in play. Forgot about that. Alright, the beats are flowing. We also have Grave Pact, which means interacting with me is a bit of a nightmare for a deck like this, but we'll see. It doesn't take much for a Naya... or, no, I should just say green deck in general to not care what you're doing. But we'll see here. I can flare the colony. I don't care about Hazoret, and I kind of don't care about the Great Henge. Other creatures you control get stuff with things. Non-creatures cost less for blah blah as your speed. Okay, it's not doing too much here, but I guess it's in play. We're going to respond to that one. We're responding to that one. Alright, yep. Because the otherwise I just sacrificed the Kami, and that's just annoying. But Kami was probably just better than my opponent's commander. This could lead to more disaster. But, I mean, to be fair, this does actually block, right? Yeah, it does block, so. Did I have the mana? Did I have the mana? Did I have the mana to do that? Full stop. It would have been 7 damage? Okay. Wow. Really? 7 damage, they're at 8, it doesn't kill them? I don't know what I could do, because my opponent still doesn't die, but that's definitely interesting. Let's duress here. Probably could have swung first, I guess. Oh. Okay. If I didn't play the Liliana and played the rat, you are correct. Okay. If I didn't play Liliana and I played a rat. Yeah, but I have a bunch of cards, but I can't cast them because it costs 3 mana to do the thing to put them to 7. Okay, that doesn't matter. I'm not even going to swing at it. They probably shouldn't activate it. Oh, they target themselves. Okay, well, that makes sense at least. Tail's End 4. Okay, it's not lethal with this, right? 10. Yes, it is. Look at that. The third rat colony. Okay, I've never seen this commander before. In the command zone, I mean. There was a Pokemon tournament playing when we were playing Warhammer 40k. Like, there was 4 of us playing Warhammer in the table. It smelled like I was stuck in a cat litter box. Like, I'm not being pedantic or hyperbolic. It smelled like a cat litter box. I'm sitting there like, we're gonna have to play this for like 6+ hours. Warhammer is not a fast game. It smells like my eyes are burning, bro. Why are we here? It was like, I can't. And then people kept interjecting in our conversation too, which was weird. Like, I'd make a joke and then one of the like weirdos, okay, not weirdos, but one of the Pokemon players, I'm not gonna call them weirdos, was like, would say something really weird, and I'm like, oh, bro, please stop. Okay, so Liliana or my commander. I think I kind of want to just play this, because if I don't play it this turn, it doesn't do anything for the entire game. So I'll play it now. I can ninjutsu the snail. Doesn't really do much, though. I can also just swing? Sure. I can pick up my commander. I can pick up the snail. I think I might actually just have to pick up the snail here. No, let's just not do that. I don't want to pick up the snail. I haven't sacrificed the snail. This is not a game where I can, but I'll just keep it in play. Picking it up here is somewhat interesting, though, to be fair. It's also Tifa, and nothing I do matters at all, so who knows. You were there? 16 kids and 8 adults. Yeah, no. There were plenty of adults. Smelled like cat litter. Plenty of adults there. And they weren't just parents watching. Not at all. I remember I was talking to, what's his face? And that guy interjected and we looked at each other like, bro, please stop saying words. Okay, this is not lethal. This is just not lethal. Opponent decides they still can swing. I have no choice but to block this. Unbelievable. Wow. The blowout. Unbelievable. We actually got the blowout. I didn't expect that. Okay. Well, that was insane. You got it. We're back in it. Do I swing? Most assuredly. No, they should double block. Opponent doesn't double block. Let's pick up the snail now, because I didn't hit a land. I can't believe we're back in this. Wow. This is interesting, but it's a bit slow. I do want the land, though. Unbelievable. That is only 5 mana. Liliana of the Veil kind of looks awful here. But I guess I'll try to do something with it. Can still just lose because our opponent is the deck that they're playing. So Liliana plus away the last card in their hand, which is probably slightly better than playing this random rat. Yeah, we'll just get rid of this to get rid of the last card in their hand. They'll block pretty decisively, so there's no real attack here. Let's see, do I get rid of this one or that one? I don't know. Alright, I'm still just losing again. I think I'm getting rid of Nashi. It doesn't seem like I'm actually hitting my opponent in this game. So they are technically in top deck mode, but so are we, and they're a green deck, so their top decks are, like, good, and mine are not. But if it's just a land, we can keep playing. There's still no real attack. Actually, I can swing with this. No, I can't. It just trades with the 1/1. That's terrible. Opponent notably did not get a fetch land. Top deck escape shift. Because of course. No, not top deck escape shift. Look at that. I draw poop. I play that. I plus first. There's no real minus. Okay, if I defend this card for another turn, things are good. Let's swing with that. Let's get rid of you. This slug. Doing things. Can sack it whenever I want. Yep. Sure. Alright, we got a 1/1. Look at that. It's crazy how Tifa's just like never truly out of it. It's nuts. Let's play this. Make more slugs. This shores up a lot of problems. The memory lapse that my opponent could potentially top deck. And I don't think the Elvish Reclaimer is going to get there on its own, so... might actually win this. We flung a snail. Huge. Top deck scape shift. Aww. Let's play Grixis tap nonsense turn 1. Proceed to lose their green cards. Again. I play Swamp. I'm gonna play that. Yeah, I'm gonna really want to kill that for a lot of hopefully obvious reasons. I don't have double blue. Maybe we just don't run double blue cards. I'm a little bit struggling in that department. Another card I have to kill if the game ends on the spot. Let's play the tap land so I can play my commander next turn. Although pack rat spam is probably something I could look at trying here. Alright, well, 3 cards in a row. All ignore me completely, but I still have to interact with them. No double blue. Let's play Swamp. Can play Pack Rat. I can just do Dark Ritual. 1, 2, 3, 4. That, and that. Sure. Do I play Pack Rat or this? I think I play this here, yeah. Alright, we have a 3/3 unblockable slug against the deck that draws 15 cards a turn. No, not slug. Snail. It's a snail. Not slug. Okay, let's play you. I have to play the land for Pack Rat. Yeah, I have to play the land for Pack Rat. I think I just send it now. I have to send this now. There's like no... Actually, you know what? Because we have a slug to throw, I won't send this for more damage. I can throw the slug. We probably have one more turn anyways. I don't know. Tatyova, for the most part, doesn't care at all about what you're doing. So, perfect land off the top. Sounds about right. Another land off the top? Oh, no, not quite. Still drawing 65 cards though. So far, I still haven't played a card that actually interacts with me. Still haven't played a card that interacts with me. Literally draw 25 more cards. Cool. Everything I've done hasn't mattered. Let's get rid of this. Opponent has 10 cards in their hand. They're basically at their starting life total. I draw literally nothing. Okay. Let's swing here, 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 there. How are you just taking this? What are you doing? Bro, it's like the blue-green players are so used to just winning by not interacting with you, up to and also including blocking. As much as I don't like to auto-concede, that does feel close to auto-conceding. This hand is nuts. Obzedat. Crime, Griffin, Power Stone. I'll take the card that costs 2, so you don't have a 1 or 2 mana play. That seems rather significant in this format. So we shall see. Maybe I shouldn't have played my land first. Hey, it's a Psychic Frog. That is probably one of the best cards I could have drawn. Probably one of the best. The mana rock only helps you with 1 mana here. It doesn't actually help you with 2. That is to say, my opponent could still use it for something else. Do I cast my commander? This isn't doing anything currently. I think I do cast my commander. I think I do. I'm not really interested in playing around anything, so... I'm just full stop am not interested in playing around stuff. That's not really what our deck is about. Though, to be fair, Inquisition could have given me information that may have mattered. But if you have a sweeper, I guess the game is just sort of over. They can cast the Bandit into Shieldred. Still Shieldred, sure. No answer to... Oh, wait, what am I talking about? Chat, I'm beyond stupid. Don't listen to me. Push damage. Get rid of you. I think I'm interested in Inquisitioning now. Okay. Get rid of Black Market. At this point, it's just too slow. I will keep the land. We will push damage. Caustic Bronco will not saddle. Looks like it was going to be for 0 there. Okay. No fetch land. Let's pass. Not going to brainstorm. Don't care. Don't care. You cannot exile Obzedat. I don't think you can. Can you? No, I don't think you can. Lightning Bolt face? Or the 2/2? There, that there. Alright, let's go face. Thought seizes Dedge. Draw the land for no reason. Kill that. Tapped. Pay 3 life. Kill... We'll kill that, yeah. Because I think they have to block with it anyway, so. Swing. I don't want you blocking this. Doot. Alright. Block 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They're dead. Nice. Could have lightning bolted the 1/1 in response to the 2/2 entering, so they gained 1 less life, but... Alright, let's get Blood Crypt. Turn 1. Urabrask, okay. Again, I wasn't registering my opponent's commander. I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm doing that. I'm keeping my hand and then I'm looking. I don't know why that's happening right now. Come on. You can do it. There you go. You figured it out. Alright. Whole lot of priority for a whole lot of nothing. Kessig spaghetti noodles. Sure. Let's get Swamp. Let's play Isle? Sure. Hope you enjoy your Eureka moments, opponent, because you're about to get Eureka at home. Enjoy your Eureka at home. We actually have not played Ragavan yet. Oh wait, did I take out Ragavan? I might have taken it out. Might not be in my deck anymore. There's still a 1-mana spell. It could be Shock, Brainstorm. It's not Strike It Rich. A Cycle Land, I don't know. Opponent spent 25 minutes on my first turn with the untapped first mountain. Well, if it was a 3-mana deal 3, I think they would have just sent it. Okay, still have that 1-mana card. Let's see if it interacts with a 1 toughness creature. Of course it does. Alright, well, Mono Red Storm doesn't have infinite answers. I'll say that much. That is not something it does. I think I'm playing Black Market instead of this. Probably should, yeah. Another black source is fine. I don't think I need the next red source. Alright, yeah, look at that. I mean, without their commander, and again, they don't have infinite interaction. I'm eventually going to amass some sort of board state that's too much for them. And if they don't untap with Urabrask in any amount of their cards in their hand demand that Urabrask is in play before you cast them, they're sort of just completely dead cards. So, well, the line we took didn't work, so I guess there's not much else to consider. Yeah, I mean, maybe. Still, though, I don't really know the long-term goal or idea of that. Vehicles have stuff. When you vehicle, stuff, vehicle. Okay. Literally counter anything. Play Ornithopter, Rat Colony, 3-drop. Okay, that makes it slightly easier. I'm not going to kill this now. Yeah, there's no real reason to, I don't think. Legion thing. Isn't that a shock? Of course it's a shock. Oh, God. Of course. Should have killed this in response, I guess, but I didn't. Oh, that's so bad. Blue, commander. I don't have 6 mana for this next turn anymore, which would have been ideal. Let's play you. Ooh, boy. I don't expect a trade, but I will offer a trade. I don't want my opponent to have that 3/3, so. Alright, I didn't think so. Me drawing 3 cards is not as good as this, so. Opponent recognizes that. Later War Elves is just better than drawing 3 cards. It's yeah. We started with no mana rocks for quite a while. It wasn't working. Though, to be fair, the mana rocks haven't worked out a fair amount of times as well. So, I think either or is fine here. But these are new. They were not in here for 2 hours. What? You were fine. What is going on today? This is the second person today that, like, just decided they weren't fine, but they're fine. Yeah, alright. Unfortunately, it's one of those situations where this has happened a few times, at least notably within the month of July. It's happened a few times where my commander that really has no business playing against, like, Eureka has to play against Eureka 6 times, and it feels like you're just not playing the game, like, at all. Like, you're just playing Standard, and your opponent's playing Vintage. So, that's kind of unfortunate. It just happened a bunch today. It's like really unfortunate. I was kind of hoping I'd see something that was a bit weaker on average. And to be fair, we did see a wide range of cards from the opponent that you don't normally see, right? But you're still sprinkled in with these like Eureka matchups. Vivi feels a bit beatable, at least. There was like a Narset, a blue-white Narset player. There was a first sliver. I don't think we saw Golos. But it was just really weird how that happens. Whatever they did to the deck weight change to hide it from us hasn't helped me feel confident about playing a commander where I expect to play things of equal caliber. I'm still getting completely and utterly crushed by tier 1 decks. Maybe moving forward I can just sort of auto-concede and just get more games in that are actually interesting, because it's kind of just unfortunate to lose to, you know, Tifa 3 or 4 times in a row where most of what I'm doing doesn't matter. But from that aside, I do like rats. Rats is one of my favorite creature types, tribal strategies. I just like rats in general. Fungus, I like fungus too. The rat colonies are interesting. I don't know how many are right. It feels like when you're out of ideas, you just start putting rat colonies in where you would put other things that you might like more or something. So the rat colonies I'd look at as a flex spot. We tried a chunk of time without mana rocks and a chunk of time with mana rocks. I don't really know where I lie with them, because playing this faster is great for your rats, so they actually help you with your snail. It makes no sense to me. Like, this is one of the text boxes that should probably say you make the snail larger for each rat that's already in play on top of this card. So like when Wick enters, create a snail equal to your rat count. So the rats you've already played matter, but that's not the case. So your 1, 2, 3 don't care about Wick. This is a 1, 2, 3 format, so Wick only cares later. That automatically makes it irrelevant in a large chunk of games, and that's really unfortunate. But that is the nature of it. It is irrelevant a lot of the time because your rats are already cast. So with that logic, it would make sense to play it faster with mana rocks, which means you're not playing a 2-mana rat because you're playing a mana rock, to then play this next turn, to then later play like Rat Colony. And that's cool and all, but Rat Colony can be scary if you start playing them turn 2, and then you play one turn 3, and then 2 of them turn 4, right? To really just kill your opponent as quickly as possible or something. None of that even involves your commander. You're just killing them with Rat Colony. You would rather play 2 more of these than this on turn 4 if that was the ideal situation. So it doesn't really play well with the snowball rat colony idea. And same with relentless rats, which I think is a mythic, so good luck getting that one. I think this is probably just better anyways. It costs 2. That's quite significant. So, don't know how I feel about this with that idea. Mana rocks probably don't help that much unless you want to play a vastly slower idea, and maybe you could take out a bunch of 2s to accommodate that and play some more 4s, which is ugly because this is your ideal 4 with your turn 2 mana rocks. It just doesn't play well in either way you look at it. The rat colonies and the mana rocks, it didn't play well. There's kind of a reason why I swapped between the two, because I didn't really know which one was better, and it didn't really feel like one was better than the other. They both show up with strengths and weaknesses. Just ended up with a mix of both, I guess. But yeah, the snail token was interesting. I believe there was one notable game, where I could have sacrificed the black market 3/2s, which are snails, to this, and I think I had 2 in play. And there was a sequence where I could have like swung with a rat earlier in the game, and then sacrificed those 2 rats on my upkeep to not die to my opponent's Shieldred that was going to kill me because I was at 1 or something like that. or the trigger to this was going to kill me. I can't remember. But there was like a line where I could have killed my opponent and just didn't see it with the double sack. I'm not even sure if I had double red. I'll have to actually look back and see that. The red was a bit of a color issue here, to the point where I almost think maybe running red cards isn't really a good idea. I could probably just take out Ragavan and Lightning Bolt. And maybe I just should. You still need red to sack the snail, but sacking the snail does mean you're not pushing damage with the snail. I mean, you do throw it at them, and that is damage. But I never felt like games were decided or were worth continuing for one of us, whether it was me or the opponent, after I had sacked like a 3/3 snail or like a 4/4 snail. I didn't really make a massive snail. But if I did, and I threw it at them and it drew some cards, there were plenty of situations where even if I did do that, I just lost anyways, or my opponent was just dead, and me throwing the snail didn't matter. I just drew 5 cards, and now I have those 5 cards for the next game I play. So, it is maybe too close to being you must play 33 rat colonies, and I'm not going to do that on stream or for YouTube. I'm not going to play a deck that has the same thing for an hour and a half. I'm just not going to do that. But if that is the case, then so be it. I'm not going to go that route. But I can see how it probably could be a rat colony deck that plays 33 rat colonies, or 25, or 20, something like that. I don't really know. The rat colony truthers of my audience will tell me the ideal rat colony count, because I don't know. I'm not going to stream a rat colony deck. I'm not doing it. The blue was alright. The double blue was a bit annoying with just these 2 cards, but we made that work. I mean, rats in general are kind of as black as it gets if you're splashing other colors. It's nice to have those options. I didn't hate the options I had, but The main issue, the largest one of all, is you're playing against your Ricos consistently and apparently first slivers consistently. So if you want to play your fun, goofy rat commander, just expect that half your games are against the thing that your Rico deck will play against. So, it almost seems like there's a huge downside that the community discovered the deck weight system and they changed it, and whatever that change was, if there even really was a significant one, was devastating for certain commanders. It's almost like the YouTube adpocalypse. It's like everything's great or it was decent, and then someone said something about YouTube ads and it exploded, and now everyone's worse off, YouTube included. So we discovered what the deck weight system was a year ago. They changed it, and there are just situations where things are awful for certain commanders. Just truly awful. To the point where I just cannot recommend it at all because of that. Unless you concede and only play games where you're not playing against first sliver and you can actually play your cards. It's not like it's unbeatable, but it's like 30-70 in your opponent's favor. Right? It's really bad. It's really bad. Maybe if you have Dark Ritual in your opening hand, you can I'll see what happens with this Dark Ritual. Oh, I'll see what happens with the Mana Drain. I'll see what happens because I have Ragavan. But none of that matters about doing the thing. You can keep it because you had Ragavan, but that doesn't involve Wick, right? So it's kind of just you're just falling back into the meta-defining, archetype format-defining cards that exist in the game that define everything. So it's hard to do stuff like this. Is this standard? If this is in standard, maybe you can play it there. I think Bloomburrow is still standard. Couldn't tell you for certain, but maybe I should have tried it there if it is in standard. You do lose access to some pretty significant things, though. Like the rats in standard aren't exactly the most enthralling chunk of things, but maybe there's something there. Definitely not my first standard option. I'll tell you that much. But yeah, it is what it is. Definitely situational when it comes to the mana rocks and the rat colonies, and you can go whatever route you want with that, I guess. So let me know what you thought about it. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.